You know, it's been a real tough week. I mean, you know, most generally it's there's nothing to it. You know, you think of a subject, you look in the Bible, and you got a topic to go right, just like that, right, Bill? Right, Bill? And you whip it out in a couple, 3 days. You go over it, and you're all done. This week has been a real tough one for me because I really couldn't get started on a message. I don't know why. I couldn't get it. I pick up the Bible and I went to Isaiah, and I thought, well, Isaiah 50 is a good one to start with. So about Tuesday I started looking at Isaiah 50. And Isaiah 50 tells us in there about, you know, walking in the dark. So I thought, well, man, that sounds like a good one. I'll do that. But it really wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be to do that. But anyways, my message today is when God turns off the lights. And have you ever felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel? Have you ever felt that God was really far away? When you're hurting and need God the most, sometimes it may be that you can't sense His presence. The question is, what will you do when God turns off the lights? What will you do? There's going to be times of darkness in our lives when God turns off those lights. In Isaiah 53, it says, I clothe the heavens with blackness, and I make sackcloth their coverings. Who among you fear the Lord? Who obeys the voice of His servant? Who walks in darkness and has no light? And then in John 18:12, Jesus said, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. And as the great preacher Charles Spurgeon said, we no longer walk in darkness of sin and ignorance, but some may be called on to walk in the darkness of trouble and perplexity. Job 5:7 says, yet man is born to trouble as the sparks fly upward. Most of us, if we live long enough, will face a day when hardship and affliction will assault us. And then the psalmist cried out in Psalms 22:11, be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. You know, there may be times when we don't understand what God is doing. At times it would appear as if God had abandoned us. We don't see where God is. We may even get to a point where we do not even see the marks of God's grace in our lives anymore. In Psalm 74:9 it says, we see not our signs, there's no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that know how long. And in Psalms 22:1 it says, my God, why have you forsaken me? And from words of my groaning. And then in Psalms 10:1 again it says, why do you stand afar off, O Lord? Why do you hide in the times of my troubles, or your troubles? What will you do? What will you do when God turns out the lights? Well, if God turns out the lights, there's three options to us. We can get mad at God, we can blame Him for our problems, and we can do nothing. Or we can do nothing. When we're experiencing struggles and suffering in our everyday lives, we can get so focused on the oppression of the immediate that we get angry with God. We begin to question God as we examine the whys, the how comes, and the what is. We cloud our vision of God and begin to blame Him for our own problems, for our problems. In Romans 9:20 it says,